What is happening, people? Liverpool Prophet back again with a video, and we have some more breaking news. We've got some brilliant news. Fine afternoon, and we have brilliant news to go with it. Conor Bradley has officially signed a new contract, keeping him at the club until 2029. This is brilliant news. We have another 5 years of Conor Bradley at the club. Great news for me. Conor Bradley has signed a contract extension, keeping him at Liverpool until 2029. Great news, brilliant news, personally, in my opinion. Keeping Conor Bradley is a must for me. This is a guy who is really, really talented. He's very he has a lot of potential, in my opinion, and someone who I believe can learn a lot and develop a lot at Liverpool. We've already seen him break through this season and last season. He's absolutely dropped some brilliant performances. I think, he can definitely learn a lot more, and he can definitely develop a lot more. And there's no doubt in my mind that in a couple of years' time, Conor Bradley can be our number one right back, and moving forward, the future of Liverpool. Another thing I want to say is, again, the loyalty. The fact that Conor Bradley has signed a contract extension shows to me that he wants to be here. It shows that he does not see his future anywhere else other than Liverpool. It's a good sign, a very good sign. He signed for up until 2029. That will take him right up to the prime of his career, and he will be a very, very, very top fullback, in my opinion. I am very, very hyped for this news. Very, very hyped. I'm very excited to have Conor Bradley here for another couple of years, and he can, develop a lot more. And I think these are exciting times for him and for us. Our fullbacks are pretty stacked at the moment, and like I said, I'm very happy about this news. Also, I feel that Conor can learn a lot of Frimpong. I think he could learn a lot more of Frimpong than he would maybe off a Trent. I think as good as Trent was, as much as I hate to admit that now, as good as Trent was, defensive liability, he can't really, Bradley can't really learn much off Trent defensively, because that is not Trent's specialty. With Trent now gone, we've now got Frimpong, who I think, could take Bradley under his wing and, mentor Bradley to, help him take that step up to the first team a lot more often. I think this is a win-win. I think Bradley will learn a lot more of Frimpong than he would maybe off a Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think personally, Frimpong being here will help Bradley a lot with his development. And, so yeah, Conor Bradley has signed a contract extension for Liverpool. He will be here for the foreseeable future. It's great news. It is brilliant, brilliant news for us. Let's move on to our next topic. Liverpool are looking to move for Bournemouth's left back, Kerkez. Now, Kerkez for me, a must. The left back situation, we know it needs addressing. You have Kostas Tsimikas, who for me isn't good enough to play for Liverpool. I've said it before. I think as a backup he is decent, but if we're looking to have someone who's going to start for us, he is not the guy. Kostas Tsimikas isn't the guy. Robertson, we know, has been a brilliant servant for us over the seasons, but age has caught up with Robertson. He's not the same player he once was. He hasn't been now for a while. And that left-back position really needs upgrading. And I think Milos Kerkez would be a perfect addition for us. I really do. I think Milos Kerkez would be a brilliant, replacement, a Robertson regen. And can you just imagine Kerkez and Frimpong on them flanks, bombing up and down, fresh new legs on them flanks. We've gone from Robertson and Trent to Kerkez and Frimpong. For me, end of an era, start of a new one. That is a very, very exciting fullback pair, in my opinion. I think those two could correspond really well with each other, Frimpong and Kerkez. And I think this Frimpong deal will happen. I think this might be announced after the Frimpong deal is announced. I think Kerkez is definitely someone that Liverpool are going to be buying this summer. And with Kerkez coming in, that for me would mean that Kostas Tsimikas has moved on. Nothing against Kostas. I think at a lower club he can do really well, but For us, he's not, the standard that is required. And with Costas moving on, I think it would be perfect for Robertson to come in as a backup. Then we'd have Milos Kerkez as the number one, and Robertson can still be here as a squad player. Comes on when needs be, fills in when Kerkez gets injured. I think keeping Robertson around is a smart choice. Now, some people would say, why not move on Costas? No, why not move on Robertson and keep Tsimikas? Now, I wouldn't be against it, but I wouldn't particularly want to do that. I think Robertson is a lot more reliable if that side needs cover. I think he's a lot more reliable. He can come in, do a job for a couple of games, 100%. I wouldn't trust Costa Tsimikas to come in for a good couple of games and have a good run of games. I think for a one-off game, he can fill in, but I think if he has to play, if Kerkez injured for a sustainable amount of time, I don't think Tsimikas can come in for that, for a good 4 or 5 weeks and be consistent. I don't see it. I think Robertson is the perfect player to do something like that. So for me, keep Robertson and get rid of Tsimikas. But this is very good news. Very good news. Transfer news is heating up even more now. It's looking exciting. Very exciting. We've still got the Frimpong thing happening. We've got Wirtz links happening. Kerkez links. I've seen Alvarez links. I'm seeing some really, really good links in my opinion. Really, really good links. And it's very exciting times for Liverpool. Very exciting, but also very cautious at the same time because we know what the owners are like. But, Frimpong, Kerkez, Wirtz, Alvarez. For me, that would be a brilliant window. That would be a brilliant, brilliant window. Imagine them players coming in. It would be sensational. It would be perfect. It would have everyone shaking in their boots, looking at us and thinking we're serious. For me, that would be the dream window. It could be very unlikely, I know that, but I think it's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant move. If we could get all of them in. It's unlikely, I know, but one can hope. I'm reading big summer. I'm expecting a big summer at the moment. But Conor Bradley signed an extension, keeping him at the club for another couple of years. Brilliant news. Kerkez links heating up. I expect that to be done as well. So we are looking at a good window, a good start to the window. And you know what? I'm going to credit FSG because from what I've been reading last couple of days, it does look like we are going into this window with an actual plan. Like I've said, we have our signings, we have the players we're looking at and we want, and we're going to snatch them up. Unlike last season, the season before, where we was all over the place with transfers. We had no idea who we were signing. We were going for players last minute, players we didn't even need. Panic buying. I don't see that this summer. I think looking at the links we're being linked with, I can see a clear identity of who FSG want, and I can see a clear plan from the higher ups that this year we are going into the summer and we're going to get our players in quickly and we're going to get it done, smart. And I like that. That's been missing for a while, and I'm happy that is finally back here. I'm happy that we have a plan going into this window for a change. Really happy about that. But yeah, good news, man. Bradley is going to be staying. The Kerkez links are heating up. But let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Let me know. Liverpool Prophet, peace out. I'll speak to you guys soon.